Welcome again to everyone who is logging in right now. I see the numbers rising. Welcome to Pocatello New Student Orientation. We will officially get started in about 10 minutes. I'd like to give a welcome to those who are watching with us live on YouTube. I encourage everyone joining with us on Zoom to mute their microphone for the help of our audio bandwidth. And I also encourage you to have your camera on if possible, so that we can see all of your faces. This is quite exciting for us to see everyone gathered today. In our chat box this afternoon, we have posed the question to everyone: what are you most looking forward to with the fall semester? Welcome everyone. As you all continue to log in, you'll notice that in our chat box, we have posed a question for all of our students who are here with us. What are you most looking forward to with this fall semester? And we have great answers happening here in our chat box. So we encourage students to answer that question while we allow others to keep logging in. We encourage you to have your camera on if you are able, but to mute your microphone for the sake of our audio bandwidth today. As everyone continues to log in, I want to say welcome. We will get started in a few minutes. We encourage you to mute your microphone for the help of our audio bandwidth today, but we do encourage you to have your camera on if you are able, so we can see all of your wonderful faces today. And we encourage you to look at our chat box and to consider answering the question of what are you most looking forward to for the fall semester?
You gonna pause it? I can't really hear. Can you hear good? Oh, I see your face. Oh, that's cool. What happened?
As everyone continues to log in, thank you for being with us. We will officially get started in just a few more minutes. We encourage you to mute your microphone if it isn't already, and to have your camera on if at all possible, so we can all see you. And we'll get started very soon. We had some questions going in our chat box of what is everyone most looking forward to for the fall semester? And we have great answers coming in. Thank you, everybody.
Well, not necessarily.
Are you Valerie?
Yes.
Good afternoon. As everyone continues to log in, we're going to give this just a couple of more minutes because I see the numbers rising. We welcome you all. We ask you to mute your microphone. You can use the chat box to message each other. We encourage your cameras to be on if you are able. And we will get started briefly. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brooke Barber. It is my honor to welcome you to virtual new student orientation in Pocatello. On behalf of the Office of New Student Orientation, I have that honor to welcome you today. I want to give a special welcome to those watching with us on YouTube. And for those who are with us on Zoom, a quick housekeeping note today to have your camera on if you are able to, and if not, that is fine. But we ask that you have your microphone muted throughout the presentation today. And if you need to message us, you can message me privately within the session today if you have a question. And if you'd like to message someone else that you know within the Zoom, you can do a private chat there, but we ask that you keep the microphones off today. I want to point out that this session is being interpreted with American Sign Language. And so we encourage you to follow that if that is helpful. This session is also being closed captioned. So for you to find that option, you can turn on the captioning at the bottom of your screen if that would be helpful to you today within Zoom. New student orientation for you all is designed to build connections. I want to let you know how deeply the faculty and staff of Idaho State University want to build connections for you so that your experience at ISU, both academically and socially, can be seamless and can be one in which you can feel proud of your efforts and feel connected because you are now part of the Bengal family. That is the essence of new student orientation. We thank you all for flexing with us into this virtual format. It was the best way to have all of us together in a safe and healthy manner. So thank you for tuning in via technology today and being with us even virtually. It is a joy to see your faces. So again, keep your cameras on today so that we can see you if you're able. And this session right now is our welcome. This is our way for some of the ISU administrators to welcome you on behalf of the university and for you to learn today the important transition content items and the important content that will help you to be successful. Each of these presenters will provide this information. We will not have the opportunity today within this session for you to answer questions, but if you have follow-up questions, please email the orientation office your follow-up questions. And I encourage you to do that at any time. I am going to write that note here. This is our email address. Email us your follow-up questions. Following this session, you have other Zoom sessions which you can attend, and this will enable you to have further resources and information from us. Some of those questions are best asked within those sessions. For example, the family and guest session for our family members and the virtual small groups where you will meet the orientation leaders. I wanted you to keep that in mind. At this time, we will proceed into our welcome now that those housekeeping items have been established. And it is my true honor to introduce our very first speaker for you all today, who is the president of Idaho State University, Mr. Kevin Satterlee.
Thanks, Brooke. Appreciate it. It's great to see everybody here today. Welcome. Welcome to Idaho State University. Good afternoon. And to all of you, as the newest members of our Bengal family, we are very excited that you are here. So thanks for being here. You are all about to start on a journey that will, and in fact is designed to be life-changing, because higher education is about helping you better your life. It's not just about giving you the tools to go out and get a job. That may be part of it, to make a living, but it's about ensuring that you have the skills to go out and help change the world, to help make our society better. And what we do at Idaho State is designed to help you do exactly that. Help you go out and get that job and help you make sure you can go out and make a difference in all of our communities. Now, everybody knows that you're going to hear a whole lot over the next few days about how things are going to be a little different this year than they might have been in years past. They are. Things are different, and we all know that. But the things that are different were designed so that you can continue to get your education, that education that's so important in your life. All of these other things that are a little bit different were only put in place to help you with the really important goal, and that is to get your education. Here at Idaho State University, we've spent the last 6 months preparing for this fall. We've set up our classroom formats in ways that have been approved by the health department to make sure we're doing things in accordance with the latest Centers for Disease Control guidelines. But we did all of that not for its own purposes, but to make sure we have an environment where you can come and still get your education. That's the key. And while you're getting your education, I want you to find your roar. Find out where your passion lies. Find out what fulfills you as a person and pursue that. That is how you will find your roar, and that will make you one of our success stories. So congratulations on starting this journey. You have a great time in front of you. Embrace it. enjoy it, and learn from it. And remember, as a Bengal, you need to know, roar, Bengals, roar. So thank you all and have a great orientation. Thanks, Brooke.
Thank you, President Satterley, so very much. It is now my honor to introduce a series of speakers. So first we will hear from Dr. Craig Chatrand, who is our Dean of Students, followed by Melissa Milliken, our Title IX coordinator, and Louis Eakins, our Chief Security Officer. So without further ado, Dr. Craig Chatrand.
Thanks, Brooke, and good afternoon, everybody. We are so excited to see you here and to have you on our campus. Like President Satterley said, we have been preparing for 6 months to have you here and to give you the life-changing experience that he spoke about. I've worked in higher education for about 20 years, and there's a couple things that I have found, no matter what students I'm working with, what university I'm working at. The first one is that you're going to have to do things you don't want to do when you don't want to do them. Things like studying. You're going to have a lot of different draws on your attention. But as soon as you can figure out your schedule and take responsibility for your own learning and try to work to stay up in your classes, work to get ahead in your classes, the better off you're going to be. So there's things that you're going to have to do when you don't want to have to do them. And that's a part of being a successful college student. One of the other things I know is that you're all going to have small little roadblocks along the way. At some point, you are going to get a grade that is disappointing to you. You might get a parking ticket if you park illegally, but there's going to be small bumps that just occur along the way. And if you can be resilient and work through those bumps, the more successful you're going to be. The last thing that I found to be true, and again, it doesn't matter where I work or what students I work with, but college is life-changing. As President Satterley said, when you come to college, the knowledge that you're exposed to, the faculty and staff that you're exposed to, and the peers that you make friends with will change your life. There is tons of research that tells us getting a post-secondary degree, getting a bachelor's degree, getting an associate's degree, a certificate, but finishing your program has life-changing impacts. You're going to be happier, you're going to be healthier, you're going to be more engaged in your communities, and it has a generational impact also. So your responsibility as you join the Bengal family is to take hold of your education. You are going to have some wonderful faculty members supporting you. You are going to have an amazing, caring group of staff members who are going to be encouraging you. But your education is your responsibility. So I encourage you to learn what your faculty members are requiring you to learn, but also be curious. Explore the questions that you want to explore also. Being a part of our Bengal community also means that we care for one another. And we've heard a lot about this lately. We wear face coverings and we wash our hands and we stay home when we're sick to care for each other. But long before COVID, our Bengal community is known as a caring community. If we see a classmate who's struggling, we reach a hand out and ask how we can be supportive. If you're struggling, raise your hand, let your faculty know, let a staff member know, let your academic advisor know, and we're going to get you connected to all the supports that we have at the university. So as Brooke said, I'm the Dean of Students here at Idaho State, and my office main function is to help students. And we help students in any number of areas. We help them navigate policy and process at the university. We help students who, for whatever life circumstance makes it hard for them to pay their rent or any number of other life challenges. So the Dean of Students is a place that you can come with any question, and we're going to try to get you connected to the right resource on campus if we don't have it in our own office. One of the rights that you have as a part of our community is the right to an educational environment free of harassment and discrimination. We are unapologetically an institution that cares about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so now I'm going to turn it over to our interim Title IX coordinator, Melissa Milliken, who's going to talk more about harassment and discrimination, and specifically Title IX. Thank you all for attending today, and it's wonderful to see you. Melissa?
Thanks, Craig. Like Craig said, my name is Melissa. I'm the interim Title IX coordinator. Title IX is housed in the Office of Equity and Inclusion. You can go ahead, Brooke. The contact information for me is there on that screen. You can also Google Idaho State University and Title IX and it'll show up. In the Office of Equity and Inclusion, we handle all cases of discrimination and harassment. Specifically today, I'm talking to you about Title IX. Title IX deals with discrimination on the basis of sex. So sexual harassment, sexual assault, stalking, intimate partner violence or dating, domestic violence. We also investigate claims of sexual exploitation, such as, there you go, voyeurism, exposing oneself, unwanted sexting, knowingly transmitting an STI, invasion of sexual privacy. Also, if someone happens to be pregnant, we offer pregnancy accommodations and work with those individuals to make sure they still have the same good access to their academic goals. We also investigate any sort of claims of harassment, discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity. Those are all the little areas that we cover. It's a lot, but our main focus and what I want to talk to you today about is consent. Consent is a very important part of our community. We want to make sure that we communicate regarding the consensual practices. We want to understand that consent at ISU is clear, knowing, and voluntary. So it has to be verbal. It can't be something that's just assumed. We have a video here for you to watch. Not working, Brooke, huh? Can I share it real fast?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Oh, I'm not able to share on this one. So no problem. I will go ahead and put the video in the chat here for everyone and they can review that video. It takes about a minute and a half or two to watch. You can look at those and review it. It just talks about how it's important that you really ask for consent and you know what that means. At ISU, if you were to bring a complaint to us or you have a concern to us, we're going to do a few things. We're going to investigate the complaint. We want to make sure we fully investigate it, hear your side, hear all party side, and understand what's going on. We're going to work to stop the discriminatory or harassing behavior. We're working really hard with you to remedy the effects of the harassment. As a university, we're going to work together to prevent the recurrence of harassing behaviors. And of course, we're going to support our students. We care. My office, like we said, is listed there. You can Google, you can call me, you can text me, you can email me. If we don't know about it, it's really hard for me to help you. I want to know. If something happens to you on this campus or anywhere, you feel free to talk to us. Let us know so we can make sure that we get you the resources that we need to. I think Roar Bengals Roar, of course. I think that we have Lewis next, who's going to talk to you about some of the safety concerns and options we have here on campus.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, Bengals. It's my pleasure to talk to you about public safety. And I think that Brooke is going to bring up my slides for that purpose. And they're coming up here in just a second. She's going to be sharing her screen. Let me see if I could share. No, I'm not able to share. And if we can't get it up, I can always, there it is. Okay. All right. So welcome again. My name is Dr. Lewis Akins, and I'm the Chief Security Officer and Director of Public Safety here at Idaho State. Next slide. One of the first things that I wanted to give you, and the slide is not showing it well, is to make sure that you have our phone number, a way to actually reach us. So our number is 282-2515. And I think that if you go, Brooke, to the slideshow, I don't think it's in slideshow. That's the reason why. But yeah, so let's keep it there. If we can go back, right there. Okay, so call this number if you need our services for anything. So if you feel that you're unsafe or if you just have questions, give us a call. And if there is an emergency, we definitely want you just to dial 911. When you dial 911, it goes to the local center here in town and they will contact public safety. So we have a 24/7 dispatch centers so that when you dial the 282-2515, someone will always answer that number. And from any campus phone, you can dial 2515. So our main goal here actually is to make sure that we maintain a safe campus environment so that you can focus on your educational focuses here. And so also our pub safe, our email address was the next one. So this is our email address, pubsafe at isu.edu. Please do not use this for emergency purposes. But if you have a question, if you have a question on parking, if you have a question on anything that's going on our campus, you can email us here. But if you need our assistance, please use those two phone numbers. Next slide, Brooke. So I just kind of want to talk to you briefly about some of the services that we offer, and you can bring them all up, Brooke, for me. Thank you so much. Okay, so the first one is vehicle unlocks. Now, you would think that as public safety officers that we would not enjoy doing this, but our public safety officers are really customer service officers. Not that we want your doors to be locked, but if for some reason you're rushing to a class, you have an assignment to turn in, and then you lock your doors, you come back out, the keys are in there, you can call us and we will come and unlock your vehicle for you. And then during the winter time, sometimes when it gets very cold here, your battery may go out. We will come and jumpstart your vehicle. We also do safety escorts. So let's say that you're walking across campus. We have a relatively safe campus. But if for some reason you just feel like you would rather have one of us to walk with you, you can call that number 2515 and we will walk with you. We encourage you to get your bingo card. This is your ticket to get into buildings or labs if you have a special class. And I want to focus on bicycle registrations. Oftentimes we find bikes, but they have not been registered with us. This is a free service that public safety offers. We really want you to come in and register your bicycle with us. Just in case it's borrowed without your permission, then we will have a record of that bicycle. And oftentimes we recover bikes, but we just don't know who the bicycle belongs to. And so we want to make sure that you lock your bike, that you have a strong U-clamp or a very strong lock to keep your bicycle safe. And our offices are located on the corner of East Humboldt and Fifth Avenue. So if you know where Taco Bell is, you can Google Taco Bell. There's only one here in town. Then you go to Taco Bell. We are across the street from Taco Bell. And there was a question that just came up about where do you get your bingo card? You can go to the Student Union Building, to the Campus Connections, and that's where you can get your bingo card. Excellent question. And then finally, we do crime prevention and crime awareness program. One of the programs that I really love that we do is called Operation Safe Travel. So the week prior to Thanksgiving break, we set up traffic lanes, service lanes at Holt Arena. And we have our College of Tech people there. And so what we do is that we have cars line up. It takes just a few minutes and you drive through and technicians will top all your fluids. So your brake fluid, your transmission fluid, oil, all those fluids. Now, the only thing that we do not top off, and this came to us from a very astute student last year. He says, okay, so you're topping off all fluids. I need gas. Well, unfortunately, we're not going to top off your gas tank, but all your other fluids, we will do that for you. And we will inspect your tires, and everything else, and light bulbs to make sure you're in great shape. Next slide. So Rave Guardian. This is something that is really like a mobile blue light pole. So, but we realize that our students use their cell phones, and sometimes a blue light pole may be a distance from where they're at. So we have gone with this new service called Rave Guardian. And so you will download this app from the App Store or Google Play. Then you put in your information. Now, remember I talked about that maybe you're walking from McDonald's back to your housing unit and it's maybe 12 midnight. You can put in a safety timer. And what happens is you can say, well, I think it's going to take me 10 minutes to walk this distance. If you do not disarm that timer, it's going to ring at our dispatch center and it's going to give your GPS location. You can also input guardians like your parents or your spouse. They will be notified as well. And then if you just want to call public safety, there's just one button that you have to push. I really encourage everyone to enroll in the Rave Guardian system. And then we have the ISU alerts. So if there's a critical incident happening close to campus or on campus, you will get either a text message, an email, or a phone call, or all three. And then because of where we live with winter weather, sometimes we do have to cancel classes, or we have to even delay a start of our classes, and you will get an ISU alert for that. And then we have a very robust emergency management program where we deal like we do fire drills, we have safety planning, we have floor monitors, and those sorts of things. So we want to make sure that you stay safe here. Next slide. Okay, so just very briefly, parking. You will need a parking permit. It's my understanding that those who are staying in housing is that we are actually sending those parking permits to housing, but these are just the fees here. So we do encourage you to register your vehicle. If you want to come to our offices, again, we're on the corner of 5th Avenue and East Humboldt across from Taco Bell. Next slide. Okay, we do have transportation services. We have a commuter bus service that comes down from Idaho Falls and Blackfoot to our campus. So this is the service that you can have. And I saw something about if you want to report something, if you use the Rave Guardian, you can send an anonymous tip. So if you see something, then we want you to say something. And it can be we have very few issues here on our campus, but sometimes you may see something that looks unsavory. We definitely want you to let us know. And you can use your Rave Guardian app to send us a tip, or you can call our number 208-282-2515. And I don't think I caught all the different questions, but go on to the next slide, Brooke. Okay. So again, this is our number, this is our email, and you also see our website there. We have lots of crime prevention programs that we would like for you to be made aware of. And I did not catch all the questions, but I'm going to kind of go back to the chat function, Brooke, and try to respond back to everyone. Thank you guys so much. We realized you had a choice. We're so glad you chose ISU. Have a great school year.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for being with us. As I mentioned earlier, this session was recorded. It was broadcasted to YouTube. So if you know anyone who tuned in after we reached our Zoom cap, we will have the YouTube recording available for them. So we encourage that. We will email that recording to everyone. I wanted to quickly talk about what the rest of Pocatello virtual orientation will look like, how that will function, and where to go from here. So in a moment, we will have a break, and then you will use a different Zoom link to tune into the student small groups or to the Bingle parent and family session. For those of you with us today who are Bingle family members, I want to welcome you very cordially and express my gratitude that you are with us today. The 2:30 session for families is truly designed to answer the questions that every college parent needs to know. You will hear from Disability Services, Counseling and Testing Center, the Career Center, the Health Center, and our Dean of Students, Dr. Chatrin again. And it will be a panel approach for parents and family members where you can ask questions and we will respond to those. Students, those of you here with us today, at 2:30, you will go to the new student orientation website and follow the link to the appropriate small group for your last name. And we have a group of student leaders quite excited to meet all of you today. And so those small groups will also be happening at 2:30. March Through the Arch is one of ISU's favorite traditions, and it's going to look a bit different this year. The Office of Marketing and Communications is working actively on a virtual option and a fun way for students to still appreciate the March Through the Arch tradition. But the Office of Marketing did email everyone with a statement that the live March Through the Arch is canceled this year in its usual format. But we hope you will look forward to their announcement of a fun alternative option for March Through the Arch. Students, your virtual Pocatello sessions will continue forward tomorrow. We have 4 sessions for you tomorrow, and these are critical components of your transition. At 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, we have the Priority 1 academic sessions with the instructors from the Student Success Center. Those sessions are meant to be a foundational approach to your readiness for the first week of class. I encourage you to go to our new student orientation website and follow to the appropriate group for your last name. At 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, I hope you will be excited for this. We have amazing faculty at ISU, and at 11 tomorrow morning, we have our Meet the Faculty small groups. So you will log into Zoom based on your program of study, and you will interact via Zoom with the faculty of your program. They have been prepping for that session. They are very excited to meet all of you. So we encourage you, again, follow the link to the appropriate group for your program of study. Tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock, you will hear from the Career Center on some resources they offer to students to help prepare you for your future careers and to help guide you even in finding on-campus or off-campus employment using our handshake software that is available to all of ISU. At 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, we encourage students to hear from the Counseling and Testing Center for a session that is called Stress Management Strategies. We realize that the transition into a university does come with questions and stress and perhaps some tensions in your life. But the Counseling and Testing Center is available for you to provide transition groups, one-on-one counseling, and biofeedback technology. And we want you to log in tomorrow at 2 p.m. to hear from their team and to learn more about those resources. As I mentioned, family members, these sessions today, Thursday the 13th, are meant for you. The 4 sessions tomorrow are meant only for students. We are going to post recordings of these sessions today online for anyone who might have been working or unable to be with us. So I wanted to mention that one more time. I encourage you in the break right now to grab a water, grab your coffee refill, and use that break to prepare yourself to re-log in at 2:30 for either of those sessions, the parent session or the student small groups. If you have any questions going forward, we provided the new student orientation email address earlier. That is the best way to reach us if you have quick questions of access. And I'm going to type that in to the Zoom chat box one more time. At this point, this will conclude our welcome. I appreciate all of you being with us. We look forward to seeing you in just a few moments for the remaining sessions today. Thank you very much, and roar Bengals.